Do we want to look at the MGC Meta? Because that had only just come out last week. Or last time I streamed. I think only the Cubicle have made a video on it. Unless this is the MGC Blue that Cameron had ages ago. Let's take a look at what we've got here. It's kind of like... I feel like it's a bit early to have an...
Hey everyone, this is Phil.
Not
Welcome
that old
back
at all.
to another video. We were sent this cube by YJ a while ago, finally getting around to making a video on this. This is the YJ Meta 3. This is the box they've put together for this, and it looks really cool. It looks...
I like having seen some betas come through the shop now. I really like the packaging for the beta. Because it's just small. It's just like there's nothing wasted. Like if I had one major criticism of the ES we've looked at today, like this box does not need to exist. You have perfectly good boxes that you're putting the other two in. You didn't need to do that with the plastic foam in it and stuff. The rubber. Chris Mills, Max Park got the Meta the week of Worlds and used it at Worlds. Did you have a turn on it, Chris? Did you do some spins on it?
Looks like they did some rebranding on this. They sent us 3 different versions, so we're going to go over what these versions are, and we'll give you feedback and also YJ feedback on these cubes. Interesting thing is this cube does not have a price yet. We don't really know how much it will be and what versions will actually release. So part of...
I've got a strange... I really want the beta to do well. Because I think I want YJ to do well. Why? I don't know. Is it just because they've just had sucky 3x3s? Maybe. I want to see them sort of get redemption on the 3x3 market. But it makes no sense. Like, I have no allegiance to YJ whatsoever. I don't main a YJ. I don't really have much, like, loyalty to them or anything. But for some reason, I've become very attached to the little beta, seeing its little box and seeing it come through and just like seeing YJ just relax and just make a good cube rather than trying to reinvent the cube. I've really enjoyed that. So I still haven't used a beta. I should really get one. Next time when I put the next order in, I will get a beta for myself. I would like to have a go with it. So that's the thing, eh? Like, I'm loyal. I want this cube to do well that I've never even turned. What is that? What is that? What's wrong with my brain that I'm like just blindly sort of feeling this allegiance to the MGC beta? I don't know. I think part of it is the sucky 3x3s in the past, and part of it is like the box. It's so little and so unassuming. Why do you want YJ to do well? Why? I don't know, but I've become very attached to YJ, lol. Popey Jopey, the beta's quite good. Likes it, rates
this
it.
Will be just us trying these cubes and giving everyone...
Did Phil like the beta? I think he did, hey. I feel like he did.
Our thoughts on what maybe we want to happen. So, we have...
Can I just say, I love the symmetry of this setup. I love the two lights. I love that. I love symmetry.
And giving everyone our thoughts on what maybe we want to happen. So we have 3 versions. This is the box. It's really simple. It comes with a tiny screwdriver. The difference is one has core magnets only, which I guess it's this one. And then this one has skirt magnets only. If you take a look over here...
Oh, it is! It's the blue! It's the blue that Speedcube Shop had. So yeah, they've been sitting on this for like 2 months.
There's a magnet over here, which attracts to a magnet in the edge. So this is a skirt magnet, and it does not have a core magnet. You can see the core in here is bare. So then it looks like you have one internal radius cube with the core magnet, and then one internal radius with just a skirt magnet, and these are not overlapping. And then we have this version where it has both of these.
So there's a turbo magnet version. Very GAN 16, right? You kind of got your dual track system in a 3x3. Okay.
So it has 2 layers of magnets on the inside, skirt plus core. So this is really interesting because this is probably the first time I've seen a magnetic cube with some fancy magnet system that doesn't have traditional corner core magnets.
Didn't the MS Cube have that? Or am I tripping? Chang, cheapest cube to ship. Yeah, that is true. It's cheaper to bring them into New Zealand. It's also cheaper to distribute them within New Zealand. So that's a benefit for me. Honestly, having smaller boxes is great because it's much more efficient and cost effective. I really hate the MGC boxes. The MGC 4 and 5, like those big ones. I like that the MGC 4 Elite is in a smaller box now. That's great because I can get two of them I can get two of those in a P2, Chris. I know Chris is watching. Chris used to do my shipping. He knows the pain. He knows the pain of an MGC box because as soon as somebody buys an MGC and anything else, it bumps it up to the big A4 package, which is a lot more expensive to ship. Curse you, MGC!
Maybe like a more creative company like MS Cube made something like this in the past.
There it is.
I guess I'm just gonna say this is the first like good cube.
Yeah, valid.
To have this sort of interplay between features.
Because the MS Cube had famously just the worst adjustment system ever. It was so stupid and over-engineered and annoying and just
So let's try the one with the core magnets only. So core magnets only, it's missing the skirt magnets, and the skirt is the same plastic as the internals. It's this.
When he says core magnets only, is he talking corner to core? Or is he talking edge and core? Because the base model having like a magnetic core and an edge to corner magnets is kind of bold, isn't it?
Primary color. First turns, this feels relatively stable. There's a lot of tactility in this cube.
That must be
hear it. It's got a lot of action on the inside. The M-slice moves reasonable, which is great. It's not too fast. Some cubes have a very fast M-slice that is...
Phil hates a sloppy M-slice, eh? There's a couple of cubes he's shredded for that.
Kind of hard to manage when you're doing a Z-perm, but this feels normal to me.
Skill issue.
Very similar to the beta. I think the corners are exactly the same as the beta, and the edge has this protrusion here that's not present in the beta. Oh. So maybe that's what gives it the tactility. And the corner cutting is really good this way. Good on the small cuts, really good on the small cuts, and then here it gets a little tricky. But the cube naturally doesn't go to this state.
Oh,
see
that's
how
nice.
Like if you put it here, it kind of comes back. So that's kind of the deal. Let's
that's
try some
cool.
solves.
Come on then, what's he gonna get? It sounds just really nice, doesn't it? What the heck, A-perm is
So
that?
yeah, one thing I noticed about this cube is that there are a lot of bumps along the way when you turn. It's very infrequent that you just get a turn that goes straight without something touching, like the friction on the inside. Obviously, you can probably address that with a little bit of lube, but at the end of the day, like the design is what it is.
Sounds like Angstrom
This is more similar to the beta in features because it has that magnetic core. I'm really curious to see what this cube will feel like if it just has those magnets. I feel like it'll be floppier. We'll find out. Let's try. Okay, so this one, I feel like starting a turn is a little bit quicker. You see how easily it moves when you just start the turn? Otherwise, I mean, it feels pretty similar.
So has this one got just the skirts? Is that what it was? First one had just the core, this one had just the skirts?
The problem I have with this cube is that I overturn on it a lot because there is less that stops the cube from misaligning. So I oftentimes don't know exactly where I'm turning. Could be
so you got more leverage, eh? Physics fans. I did physics at standard grade in school, so you know, I have at least heard of leverage. But there's like the corner to core magnets feel much stronger because they're so much deeper inside the core on such a smaller radius compared to the skirt magnets, which are almost like, you know, pretty much right out there on the edge.
A me issue, but if it can be avoided using a core magnet system, then
Popey Joby, MS Cube's design is all over the place. Yeah, it was wild. Do they still exist?
I might say that the core magnet system is better. So let's give this a shot and see what this is about. This is the one with everything.
This
So
is
the turning
everything.
feels the most
Everything and
even,
everywhere all at once.
and the corner cutting is nice. It has blue skirts.
Oh, so that's the top tier one with the blue skirts. Skirt. Okay.
Which is pretty cool. I like that. Yeah, this is instantly, it feels like a better cube. I paused for like a second on that T-perm and still got an 8.
Embarrassing.
It feels good. It doesn't feel good to be bad, but you know.
Yeah, it does. That's where I live. I live in the feels good to be bad zone.
There's something fun about this cube where it's tactile, but it doesn't interrupt your turning. It's a very natural tactility that makes it really fun to use. Even if I don't always get the best time, I'm having fun.
Well, that's pretty high praise
Ooh,
from Phil,
barely sub
TBH.
10.
999
Okay,
emergency.
one more good time here.
Never say one more solve. DNF? Oh, he didn't know the ZV. Oh! Okay.
Yeah, this cube,
All right, King,
definitely
go
with
off.
both features, I think is the best version of this product. And so now let's get to business and talk about some things. Let's start with something funny. So it looks like YJ has really rebranded. This says 永俊魔方, which means like YJ Rubik's Cube or YJ Cube.
Interesting. Yeah, I know. Mofang means cube, everyone. We learned that the other week, didn't we? Well, I mean, we learned it a long time ago, but... Oh, Popey Jopey. ES have been swallowed by Diansheng. Diansheng's mid.
People tell me, like,
Oh well. Rest in
why
peace.
are they making the Moyu logo on their cube? But it's really just 4
that's
Chinese
racist.
characters in blue, structured in a square. This is 魔方教室, and this is 永俊魔方, and then like other Moyu cubes have the same sort of like style. And so, yeah, I've heard that before. It does look kind of close to Moyu, especially.
I mean, the blue is definitely a choice, isn't it? The blue's definitely a choice by YJ. I see you, YJ. I see you. I see you making those choices. The blue was a
If you don't
choice.
read Chinese. So yeah, that's one comment. So let's talk about this. So the YJ, the beta, the top version is $25 at the Cubicle. I think if YJ were to release this cube, and this looks like a more polished, more interesting cube, they
So the top tier YJ beta, same price as the RS3M V5 UV.
should definitely make it more expensive than the beta so as to not cannibalize the beta. But if they made it
'Cause it's too
more
soon for a new
than,
cube.
you know, I think $35, it would compete with the Weilong V10 and the Weilong V11, which is like a little more expensive. So I think if I were YJ, I would have to price between 25 and like 35 for this top version. I think maybe you can get away with more, but then it would encounter pretty stiff competition. As for these two other cubes, personally, I'm not a fan of releasing too many versions of the same cube.
Same with the ES. Just do the good one. If I was to stock the ES, I would just stock the UV. Even though the box is big and that pisses me off. Maybe I would stock the gloss, actually. I don't know. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. What was he saying?
I think the one with skirt magnets but with no core magnets is too unstable and like too
Yeah, skirt
squashy.
only's been done. We know that doesn't work. I wouldn't touch
the
that.
feel of the cube is there, but I don't think too many top level solvers or people who want to get a good cube are thinking like, man, I wish I had those skirt magnets but no core magnets. So I would honestly not release this one.
That's valid.
And
Oh,
you know,
so
if it were
valid.
me, I wouldn't release this one either. I would just release one version of the cube.
We basically
And then
said the
this
same
is
thing.
cube
I'm so smart.
that people would have to get to experience this sort of design, because I genuinely think this is a really good cube with a good design. If I had to release two, it would be the Magna Core version, and the Magna Core version with the skirt magnets. So that's my sort of idea here. Like, I would probably make this like slightly under 30. Would make this like 35. Again,
Phil
not-
and I and Cameron to the same extent are biased because we don't want to have to list 5 versions if we know only 2 versions are going to sell. It's just a waste of all of our time. A waste of all of our time because listing products takes a minute, hey? It does take a minute. We can probably leave that there. Okay, the MGC Meta. Yeah, Why are they doing it again so fast? Why are they in such a rush to get another 3x3 out? They just did one and it's going quite well. So why are we freaking out? You know what I mean? If the beta's gonna cook, just let the beta cook for a bit. Hold back on the meta. Hold back on the meta. Let the beta cook. Would be my advice to YJ that they're never going to hear or listen to. But I'm going to put it out there anyway.